the president of Citigroup, Pundit, he came out and he said, oh, no, you don't understand. I'm only taking $1 going forward, okay? And last year I only got paid $1 million. In fact, we have it on tape. You know what? Okay, I'm going to give away the punchline here before we show you the tape, but I want you to see it with your own eyes, I'm saying. After I saw him do that, if you remember, if you got a really good memory on the show, I said, well, look, you know, the rest of the executives, they seem to be full of a lot of things, right? But at least the head of Citigroup there said he's only going to take $1 going forward, and I gave him a little bit of credit. And I said $1 million last year, that seems somewhat reasonable. I mean, he's a big-time CEO, but Citigroup wound up taking a $45 billion bailout, right? And I was a sucker. I believed him. I don't know why, after all this, that I would believe anyone on Wall Street. What am I, mental? So what does it turn out instead? He was full of crap. He didn't take $1 million. He took $10.8 million last year. All right, watch him lie for yourself here, and then I'll explain what his wiggle room is, because he's under testimony here. All right, let's watch. So this is March 16th of 2009, when we find out that he actually took $10.82 million in compensation. Just a month earlier, he had told Congressional Committee that he received only $1 million.
I have a series of questions I'd like to ask. How much taxpayer money did your company receive in the past 5 months? Number 2 is, how much salary did you receive in 2008, and how much, if any, bonus or other financial consideration did you receive?
Yes. Congressman, we received $45 billion of TARP money. My compensation for the year 2008 was my salary, which is $1 million. I received no bonus, and as I stated earlier, I plan to take $1 a year in salary and no bonus until we return to profitability.
Thank you, sir.
Here's my guess as to why he's going to say, look, I wasn't technically perjuring myself. He's going to say, look, I didn't take a bonus, and this is what my salary was. I left out the other forms of compensation. You know what he was scheduled to get last year? $40 million. But since the stock sank so much, a lot of his money was in stock compensation. Oh, the poor guy had to take a hit from $40 million all the way down to about $11 million. Is he going to be okay? So when they ask him, he says, oh, no, my salary's only $1 million and I didn't take any bonuses. I'm not telling you about the other payments. But in fact, he got close to $11 million. And so he says he's going to take $1 million now. Yeah, you know how much his company got bought out by Citigroup, and reports are that he got paid off $165 million earlier. Now, if you took home $165 million earlier, yeah, making a buck this year doesn't no skin off your ass. Now, look, I'm not blaming him for the $165 million because he had his own company and he got acquired by Citigroup. God bless him for that. That's capitalism, that's entrepreneurialism, etc. I don't know the full details of that, and that might be on the level. But you tell me you made $1 million when you made $11 million, in reality, is nothing but a big fat lie. And, you know, I was enough of a sucker, even though I'm this hardened on it, to believe him. The guys at the White House look like they're, hooked by anything. They're like, oh, well, if the CEO said it, it must be true. Same like the guys on CNBC. Look, in the next segment, we're going to do Kramer versus Stewart, right? And that's what the main things, Jim Cramer's, his big defense throughout that whole interview was, but they lied to me. I didn't know the CEOs could lie. I thought they were telling us the truth. That's why we repeated exactly what they said on TV. Oh, please, you never considered that the CEOs might lie for their own benefit? That's so frustrating.